Hey guys, we're back. It's Ian with Mule Expedition Outfitters, and we're doing another customer vehicle highlight. We're gonna go through at a very high level all the things that we've done for this customer to help them get out on trail to do the things that they love. This is a pretty epic build. We took this thing from zero to hero. Definitely a bigger build than our OEM Plus videos that we've been showing you. This one is stock to complete hero. So let's go into some of the stuff that we did and see if any of this would interest you. So behind us, we've got this Jeep Gladiator. Customer had the winch in their factory bumper, and so what we wanted to do is complement what they already had existing. And so customer wanted a little bit more lighting, so we did LP6s on the front here to get a little bit more light casting down. Then to get side shooting lighting, to get a little bit more of that dispersion of light, we did squadrons on the ditch lights here. All these lights are controlled from a Switch Pro inside the cab, which makes it one touch, very easy for the customer to be able to fade the lights, strobe the lights, decide when those lights come on from a master switch. There's so much you can do with a Switch Pro. So there's a lot of perks to running a Switch Pro anytime you're doing lighting or power system on your vehicle. Moving over here to the wheels, tires, and suspension, we did the Wild Peak ATs on the tires wrapped around a method wheel. It's kind of a common theme here at Mule. Everyone loves methods. Everyone loves the Wild Peaks because they have a 3-peak rating, so they're great for off-road, on-road, and they're also going to be really well performing in those winter conditions. Behind the methods, we've got the power brakes. With all this weight that we've introduced to this vehicle, we're going to want to have stopping power. The power brakes are going to give us that ability to have a little bit better stopping than you would from factory, and it is night and day, especially on the Gladiator when you add that brake upgrade. Behind the wheel and tire is the Falcon shocks paired with AEV high capacity springs, and then some other components from Metal Cloak that are going to help the geometry and the ride of this vehicle perform as it should as we came up in size of tire and height. Making our way back, we've got the Rock Slide Engineering steps and sliders. So the cool thing about these, you get the drop step, makes it easier to get in the vehicle now that we've raised it in height from the suspension and the tire, but it's also going to give that customer a little bit more safer feeling when they're going through some of those rougher conditions from stumps, rocks, things like that. They now have that protection right here as they go through those different obstacles. Now let's make our way back to where we have the AluCab. So what the main purpose of this whole thing was they wanted to have the ability to go explore, but have livability while they're exploring. And AluCab, time and time again, has provided our customers the ability to do that such thing. So on the back here, few accessories. With all this, we're a very capable vehicle, bigger tires, it's got a winch. There are times you still get into a rut or you get caught in a situation like sand where you just need a little bit more traction and you don't want to use the winch. That's when the Max Tracks come in. They're great for leveling at camp, but they're also great for when you get in those pinches. You come back here, pop the GP Fractor mounts off, put the boards down, put them under tires, and away you go. It's a nice added feature for leveling as well. So everyone knows you get to camp, sometimes there's just that one spot that's just a little off. You can throw one or two of these under that low spot and it helps you level so you have a little bit more of a comfortable sleep for the night. Over here from GP Factor as well is the propane mount. This thing is great, makes it easy for taking propane out. Drop, go. Makes it quick, easy for refills, but also gives you that added security for when you're on trail to make sure it's all locked in. Now, let's make our way into the grand feature. All right, guys, so like we talked about, this customer wanted to have creature comforts while they're out on the trail, and the ModCAP 2-person sleeper is going to bring that for them. The cool thing about the ModCAP is right now I'm standing inside the bed and I still have probably another 2 feet, and I'm 6'5". So it's gonna give me that ability to get out of the elements, have that area where I can change, use it for a private bathroom, do whatever I need to do in a private setting, and it keeps me out of the bad weather. On this ModCAP, it also gives us the whole ecosystem so that we can mount anything else that we might need, like a shower cube that you see deployed, or a 270 awning to give us a little bit more livable space out of the elements, such as rain or the sun that's shining down or lighter snow. Gives us that ability to live in and outside of the camper when we have these other pieces mounted to the side of it. All right, so now that we've got the AluCab all opened up, we'll go through all the amenities that this customer had us option it out with. So as we make our way in, we've got the GP Factor table on the back here, which is great. Gives us that cooking surface and food prep area, along with the MOLLE panels right up here on the top part, so that if you want to put bags or any other little accessories that will work with these MOLLE plates, you'll be able to add all that right there. As we close all this up, we'll make our way in, and all of the furniture you see inside is from Goose Gear. So Goose Gear base plate, Goose Gear drawers, and Goose Gear cabinetry, so that you have more storage. And it also gives the ability to just keep things nice and tidy, which in a space like this, you want to make sure it's organized so that you know where everything is and everything has a home. As we make our way back from the Goose Gear, we've got the Dometic 55-liter fridge, and then back from there, we've got the AluCab onboard water tank with MOLLE plate, so that we could mount the Expion 240 amp hour battery onto the face of that. That also has a crash-rated bracket on that battery, which is kind of cool because with it being up and higher like that, it's going to give us that ability to make sure it's nice and anchored. That battery is also paired with the Red Arc power system inside, so that now all the switches and all of the lighting and anything that's power related, all is controlled from that Red Arc Red Vision system and powered from the battery. So now this customer is not gonna have to worry about power when they're out remotely. We also paired it with solar on the roof. So now this thing is gonna be able to get truck charging and solar charging from this whole power system that we've put in the back of this truck. More on the AluCab itself. This customer also had us do the option for the canvas and screens. So now you'll be able to come in here. If you're in a real buggy environment, we've all been there, you're able to close it off and still get airflow. The canvas is a secondary layer that's gonna add for maybe a little bit rougher conditions, but also maybe you're parked in a spot where the sun is glaring through, but you wanna have ventilation everywhere else. You can drop the canvas and it's gonna give you that added extra blockage for wind or for light. Just gives you that extra thermal barrier. All right, so on the topic of screens and canvas and harsher conditions, we've made our way over to the side here. So like we talked about the back having the screens, the side has the screens as well. So you've got screens and then a second layer of canvas for exactly what we talked about in the back. It's gonna give airflow, but also the ability to drop that canvas to block from the sun or any extra unwanted airflow. In harsher conditions, such as cold conditions like in the desert or things like that, it could be a warm summer day, but in the evening it's gonna drop. Well, you wanna have a little bit of heat, right? So this customer opted for the Dickinson heater right here, so that they now have a heat source when they're out in those colder conditions, which is gonna make it a lot more comfortable inside the ModCAP itself in the lower area, along with being piped up into the upper area as well, so that whoever's in this is going to be a lot more comfortable than if you didn't have any heat at all. This is a propane heat system, so it's going to pipe through from that GP Factor mount, come down in, and it's going to give you a nice little ambient flame as well, so that when this is fired up, you're getting warmth, but also the cool little ambiance of the flame that's shining through. While we're here on the side door, the ModCAP can also be optioned with a couple different things here. Standard, it comes with lighting at every entry point, so both side doors and the rear door are gonna have lighting. This is a dual color light, so when you press it on, it can be white or it can be red. This customer optioned their doors to come with windows so that they have a little bit more lighting, but also airflow. So with optioning it with the window, you're gonna get this slide as well. So this can slide open and closed. We're gonna bring it down. So now when you're going down the road, you can also have a little bit more airflow and still drive. So now you'll be able to open that up. You could even drop the screen so you don't have to worry about any bug entry as you're driving down the road. This is great also for those folks that have animals that are traveling with them, so they can have breathability, things like that when they're going down the road. A lot of different added conveniences that come with optioning it with the side windows, if that's something that interests you. All right, guys, so that concludes the Gladiator build behind me. If this build or something similar interests you, reach out to us. We've got Washington, Oregon, and Arizona locations that would be happy to help you with the next steps of anywhere of those builds. If it's new build or if it's an existing build, any of our teams can help you with the next steps. We've got our website, we've got our social media to give you references. So please reach out, and we look forward to talking to you then.